Monday. And what does that mean? What does it mean that it's Monday? It is the most important day of the week, my friends. Today is Monday, and we are ready for another Make Money Monday session of mentorship, my friends. So, welcome to Make Money Monday Mentorship, the space and the place where we talk about what? Money making ideas, strategies, tactics, everything that has to do with money making for our Monday. So welcome wherever you are watching from. I want you to go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. Tell me if you're watching on live. Tell me if you're watching on replay. Today we're going to be talking about something that is extremely powerful that I have witnessed firsthand with the people that are showing up to my MMA Monday Masterclass, or people that are showing up to my Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp. There's so many people that want to win, and they want to win big. If you're one of those people, I want you to drop it in the comments. Winning. I want to win. Winning is so important. Listen, and we don't have to talk about winning the lotto. We don't have to talk about winning $1 million. It's those little wins. Son esos momentos de ganar pequeños, those small wins that when you stack them up, wow, they compound and they create huge success. It's those little wins. Son esos momentos de ganar en cosas pequeñas. So I want you to share this with all your friends. Share this Make Money Mentorship, Make Money Monday Mentorship with your friends, with your family, with your colleagues, with everybody that you know that really wants to win in 2026. Comparte eso con toda la gente que tú conoces que quieren ganar. And today I'm going to be talking about, you know that you want to win, and you know that you have what it takes to win, but you don't know how to get there. Hoy voy a estar hablando de querer ganar, saber que puedes ganar, pero no saber cómo llegar. It's like, and I was noticing this in people that come to Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp, people that come to MMA Monday Masterclass. And I said, you know what, man, this person has everything they need to be able to win. Like, this person's got it. Yo hoy pensaba y decía, esta persona sabe y tiene lo que necesita para ganar. Like, this person has what they need to win, but this person doesn't know how to do what they're able to do. Esta persona no sabe hacer lo que tiene el potencial de hacer. And that brings me back to talking about potential. Listen, we all have potential. We are all born with potential. Todos nacemos con potencial. But potential has to be developed. El potencial se tiene que desarrollar. You know the millions of people that exist that have incredible potential, but they don't win because they don't have anyone to help them develop that potential. Tú sabes cuánta gente, cuántos millones y millones de personas tienen lo que se necesita para ganar, pero nunca desarrollan ese potencial de ganar porque no tienen a nadie. So number one, guys, listen, don't be like I used to be. No seas como yo era antes. Like, first, for a period of time, and I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable because I think that we all learn from other people's vulnerability. Todos aprendemos de la vulnerabilidad de los demás. We all learn from other people's vulnerability. We all learn more when other people are willing to share their stories. Todos aprendemos más cuando otros están dispuestos a compartir su historia. And that's what we're missing. Eso es lo que estamos necesitando. Leaders that don't have so much ego that they're willing to be real. Necesitamos más líderes que no tengan tanto ego, que estén dispuestos a ser reales. Like, yes, it's good to talk about winning. It's good to talk about, the the prize and living the wonderful life. Es bueno hablar de el premio y la vida maravillosa, but tonight I want to talk about the real raw realities of getting to win. Yo esta noche quiero hablar de la realidad cruda de llegar a ganar. Because that's where I think most people are lost. Ahí es donde la mayoría de la gente está perdida. So I want you to share this with all your friends. I want you to share this with everyone. Let's get them on the live. So hello to everyone that's here. Hola a todos los que están acá. Hello to everyone that's joining me here. Hola a todos los que me están acompañando acá. Tell me where you're watching from. Dígame de dónde me están viendo. Go ahead and tell me what kind of business you're in. Dígame en qué negocio están. Whether you are in real estate or in any other kind of business, business is business. Aunque estén en un negocio de real estate o estén en cualquier otro negocio, negocio es negocio. And we all go through the same challenges. Todos pasamos la misma dificultad. Hello from Fort Myers. Hola Fort Myers in the house. Welcome. Bienvenido Fort Myers. Está acá viéndonos Fort Myers. Excellent. Where else are people watching from? Let's see. ¿De dónde más están uniendo las personas? Where else? Hello. How are you, Cindy? Hola. Tell me where you're watching from. So I decided in this mentorship session, Make Money Monday Mentorship, to really break it down. As to, okay, Coach Lucy, if you were struggling in real estate or if you were looking to go to the next level, how would you begin? Tonight, I want to really break it down. I want to break it down to bite-sized pieces. Yo quiero desintegrar el cómo hacer las cosas a bocaditos pequeñitos. And so welcome Cape Coral in the house. Welcome people here from Cape Coral. And we have other people here that are joining us también. Okay, we got more people from Fort Myers watching us here. So here's what I want to tell you. So sit down, take out a pen and paper, siéntate, saca lápiz y papel. I don't know if you're cooking. Tell me what you're doing. Are you cooking? Are you eating? Are you bathing the kids? ¿Qué estás haciendo? Comiendo, cocinando, bañando a los muchachos. You're bathing the dog. You're walking the dog. Estás caminando el perro, bañando el perro. What are you doing? Tell me what you're doing right now. I want to connect with you at a deeper level. Quiero conectarme con ustedes a un nivel más profundo. And it doesn't matter what part of the world you're watching from. No importa de qué parte del mundo estás viendo. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me where you are. Dígame en qué parte del mundo se encuentran. Because tonight, I really want to break this down to bite-sized pieces. Esta noche quiero desintegrar esto a pedacitos de... O sea, pedacitos tan chiquitos que cualquiera se los pueda masticar. Anyone can chew on the pieces that I'm going to break down tonight because that's what it's really about. De eso se trata. Se trata de que tú entiendas qué es lo que tienes que hacer. It's all about you understanding what you need to do. So here's what I see. And if you guys see something else, I want you to drop it in the chat. I want you to drop in the chat the struggles that you are seeing in the marketplace. Yo quiero que me lo pongas en el chat, los desafíos que estás viendo en el mercado. I want you to drop it in the chat. What are you seeing is the struggle? I'm going to tell you the struggle that I see is happening. You know where you want to go, but you're missing the GPS. Tú sabes a dónde quieres llegar, pero te falta un GPS. Tell me if you guys agree with that. Díganme si ustedes están de acuerdo con eso. Like you see people with the potential. You see people with the desire. You see people with the ability. Okay? So you've got the potential, the desire, and the ability. But still, people are struggling. It's like they're spinning their wheels. Están patinando. Have you ever seen a truck spinning its wheel? I mean, imagine for a moment a truck. Imagínate por un momento una camioneta. You know the truck can move. Tú sabes que la camioneta se puede mover. You know the truck can, pull a heavy load. Tú sabes que la camioneta puede alar una carga pesada. But it's spinning its wheels. Está patinando. It's spinning its wheels. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of people go through. People that have the potential, they have the desire, they have the ability, but what are they missing? Tell me in the chat, what do you think they're missing? If they have the potential, they have the ability, and they have the desire. Dime en el chat, ¿qué crees que les falta? And this goes for any business. Esto va para cualquier negocio. The know-how. Yes. How do I do this? The how is your GPS. If you don't know the how, you're missing the GPS. Si tú no sabes el cómo hacerlo, te falta el GPS. So what I bring to the table, lo que yo traigo a la mesa es, I've been doing this for so many years. Yo he estado haciendo esto por tantos años that my job is to cut the corners. Mi trabajo es cortar las esquinas, like get you there faster. Drop it in the chat, get you there faster. Like cut your errors, cortar tus errores, cut the time that you're going to waste on trials and errors, cortar el tiempo que vas a gastar en errores y en fallar, because I want to give you the shortcut. I really want to give you the shortcut. Te quiero dar el camino más corto, but you're going to have to do the work. Tú vas a tener que hacer el trabajo. So there's a lot of people in business. Hay mucha gente en el negocio, any business, cualquier negocio, that they want to get ahead. Quieren salir adelante. They want to get ahead. They have the potential to get ahead. Quieren salir adelante. Tienen el potencial para salir adelante. They got the potential. They have the desire. Like, okay, coach, I really want to do this. Okay, coach, yo quiero hacer esto. They have the desire. You're going to have to forgive me because my throat has been bothering me. They have the desire. And they have the ability. That means they're capable. Tienen la habilidad. O sea, que son capaces de hacerlo. But what are they missing? They're missing knowing how to do it. Les falta el saber cómo hacerlo. And they're missing the skill sets to do it. Le falta la capacidad para hacerlo, the skill to do it. Because you could be able to do something, but you may not have the skill to do it. Tú puedes tener la habilidad de hacer algo, pero no tienes la capacidad de hacerlo. So if I was getting into real estate right now, or I was starting my business right now, si yo estuviera entrando al mundo de real estate ahora, o estuviera queriendo sacar mi negocio adelante ahora, or if I want to take my business from whatever level I'm on to the next level, there are certain fundamentals. There are certain fundamentals that you must go back to. Tienes que regresar a ciertos fundamentos. I'm going to talk about the most important fundamental that most people are missing. El fundamento más importante que la mayoría de la gente está perdiendo. What do you think is that most basic fundamental? ¿Cuál crees tú que es ese fundamento más básico que la gente le falta? What do you think is that most basic fundamental that people are missing? Put it in the chat. Pon en el chat. What do you think is that most basic fundamental that people are missing? A mentor, yes. Definitely a mentor. Definitivamente un mentor. Anything else? ¿Algo más? Let me see what the people are saying on over here. So I want to give you, number one, what I would recommend you must master. Because I want to be your mentor. So if you're here, you're getting some free mentorship from Coach Lucy Q. Si tú estás acá, estás recibiendo mentoría gratis de Coach Lucy Q. Guys, the number one fundamental, el fundamento número uno that you must master. Drop it in the chat. I must master this. And trust me, we all have to master this. It doesn't matter what level we're at. And it doesn't matter how many times we do it. Y no importa cuántas veces lo hacemos. Mastering something is not something you do one time and that's it. Mastering something is not something that you learn and then you just don't have to learn it anymore. Mastering something is consistently scaling on that skill. Mastering something is consistently scaling on that skill. So the number one thing that you must master is your calendar. Your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't get done. Si no está en tu calendario, no se hace. If it's not on your calendar, it's not a priority. Si no está en tu calendario, no es una prioridad. And whether you agree with me or not, I'm going to tell you that I'm right on this one. Aunque estés de acuerdo conmigo o no, te voy a decir que yo tengo la razón. Because I'm going to say I know better. Porque yo voy a decir que yo sé lo que es mejor. You know when you have people telling you, listen, I know better. I know better because I've been doing this longer than you. I know better because this is what has given me the results. I know better because this is what I have seen high performers do. It must be on your calendar. The things that you must do that you know are going to move your needle. So what are those things that are going to move your needle? So number one, you have to master your calendar. You see, I hear people tell me over and over. Yo escucho que la gente me dice una y otra vez, no, I have it in my mind. I have it in my mind. I know I have to do it. It's in my mind. And then I hear them say, oh my God, I showed up late. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh my God, I couldn't get to it. Oh my goodness, I got distracted. Oh my God, I was doing something else. Because there is a power of putting things on your calendar. Hay un poder de poner las cosas en tu calendario. It's like when you put something on your calendar, it's like an invisible power that you are telling your whole existence. Tú le estás diciendo a toda tu existencia, you know what? This is a must. This is not an option. This is not negotiable. This is a must. Drop it in the chat. This is a must. So you have to master your calendar. And trust me, it's a habit. And trust me, even if you master your calendar, it's something you consistently must improve on. Constantemente tienes que estar mejorando. Let me tell you how powerful mastering your calendar is. Déjame decirte cuán poderoso es dominar, dominate. Let's drop it in. I want you to learn how to dominate your calendar. If I was just now getting into business, if I was just now looking to, kick off my business, si yo apenas estuviera entrando en mi negocio, comenzando mi negocio, si yo quisiera llevar mi negocio a otro nivel, the number one thing is master and dominate your calendar. Lo más importante es domina tu calendario. Dominate your calendar. When you dominate something, what does that mean? What does it mean to dominate your calendar? ¿Qué quiere decir dominar tu calendario? That means that you are in control. You are in control of your calendar. You decide where you're going to invest your life, my friends. Because today will never come back. Hoy no va a regresar. Today you get to, when you go to bed in a little bit, cuando tú te vayas a acostar en un ratico, when you go to bed, I want you to think of how many wins you had today. I want you to think about how many areas you were able to win. En cuántas áreas pudiste ganar. How many areas from the moment you open your eyes were you able to win? That means you knew you had to do this and you did it because it was what you must do. En cuántas áreas ganaste? How many areas did you win in? And when it's not on your calendar, it's an illusion. Think about it this way. Whenever you don't put things on your calendar, it's an illusion. It's a fantasy. It's a wish. And illusions and fantasies and wishes never come true. So you can't build a successful business on wishes, on illusions, and on fantasies. You gotta build a business on priorities. Put it in the chat, priorities. So what are your priorities? What are the priorities that are going to move the needle in your business? What are the non-negotiables? I was talking to somebody today and I said, look, there's two types of people you can't hang around with. Hay dos tipos de personas con las que no te puedes rodear. You can't hang around with people that are playing at a lower level and don't want to move up. Because there's people that are playing at a lower level than you, but they just don't want to move up. Those people are helpless. Those people are helpless. La gente que está jugando pequeño y no quieren crecer, no se pueden ayudar. They're helpless. I want you to understand this. It's not that if you're playing small, because trust me, I've played small for many years. But it's the difference between, okay, I'm playing small, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Put it in the chat, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. If you're surrounded by whatever it takes kind of people, those are your people. Si tú estás rodeado de la gente que hacen lo que sea, esa es tu clase de gente. Whatever it takes kind of people. But if you're hanging around with low-level players, si tú te estás rodeando de gente que juega pequeño, and they don't want to do whatever it takes, they don't want to grow, they don't want to scale, then those are not your people. If you're somebody that wants to win, si tú eres alguien que quiere ganar, y tú estás rodeado de gente que juega pequeño, people that play small, but they're not willing, right, to grow and change, those are not your people if you're a winner, if you're wanting to win. And then the second kind of people you don't want to hang around with are the people that never want to see you grow beyond them. Those are the second kind of people you don't want to be around. The segundo clase de gente que tú no quieres rodearte, the second kind of people you don't want to be around are people that are playing higher than you, but they don't want to see you go higher than them. La gente que juega más alto que tú, pero no quieres que tú le pases. Think about it. How many people do you know that are really willing to see you grow beyond them? I don't know how many people you know, but I'm one of them. Yo no sé cuánta gente tú conoces que quieren que tú crezcas más que ellos, pero yo soy una de ellas. I'm one of them. Like, I don't want you to be me. I want you to be better than me. Like, I want to see people rise up in their highest and greatest potential. Yo quiero ver que la gente se eleve en su más grande y mejor potencial. And that's why I do what I do the way I do it. Por eso yo hago lo que hago como lo hago. That's why I do what I do the way I do it. So going back to your calendar, that's the first thing you got to dominate. What are the things you must do that are going to move the needle in your favor? ¿Cuáles son las cosas que tú tienes que hacer que van a mover la aguja a tu favor? That's what you got to put in your calendar. And you got to put that from now till December. Stop reacting to everything people invite you to. Deja de reaccionar a todo lo que la gente te invita. I was telling people today, listen, it's good to hang around with our colleagues. Es bueno rodearnos con nuestros colegas for happy hour and for networking and for chit-chatting and for partying. Es bueno estar con los colegas para networking, para, ¿cómo le digo yo? How do I say it? Chit-chatting, cotorrear, and to party, to have fun. But you know what? If you're in a place of your life where winning is more important than wasting time, si tú estás en una etapa de tu vida donde ganar es más importante que perder el tiempo, you're going to have to prioritize. Vas a tener que priorizar. You're going to have to prioritize. Because I was telling people today, the people that are in your same line of business, la gente que está en tu misma línea de negocio, they're not going to buy from you. Ellos no van a comprar de ti. They're not going to be your customers. Ellos no van a ser tus clientes. So you really have to get intentional. Put it in the chat, intentional. You got to know, who do I hang around with and why do I hang around with them? Tienes que pensar, ¿con quién yo me quiero rodear y por qué me quiero rodear con ellos? Who do I want to hang around with and why do I want to hang around with them? con quién me quiero rodear y por qué me quiero rodear con ellos. Like, get really intentional. And yes, you have to put these things in your calendar. Tienes que poner estas cosas en tu calendario. You have to put what moves the needle for me. ¿Qué mueve la aguja para mí? Where do I go to get fueled up? ¿A dónde yo voy para que me tanqueen? Get fueled up, me tanqueen. Like, where do I go to get built up? ¿Dónde voy a que me edifiquen? Where do I go to really get activated? ¿Dónde voy a que me activen? That's the number one thing, because everything doesn't move the needle for you. Todo no mueve la aguja. Give me a number 2 in the chat if you realize that everything doesn't move your needle. Todo no mueve la aguja. Everything doesn't move the needle for you. Todo no mueve la aguja para ti. There's certain things that are strategic. Hay cosas que son estratégicas. So, number 1, if I was just now starting, si apenas estuviera empezando a querer crecer mi negocio, a ir al otro nivel, if I was just starting my business or wanting to go to my next level, I would sit down and audit my calendar. Yo haría una auditoría de mi calendario. Do I have the non-negotiables on my calendar? Tengo yo los no negociables en mi calendario. Okay? And everything else would have to revolve around my non-negotiables. Y todo lo demás tendría que girar alrededor de mis no negociables. Of course, except family, because family is first. Obviamente, excepto la familia, porque la familia es primero. But family must become the reason we do things and not the excuse not to do things. La familia tiene que ser la razón por la que hacemos las cosas y no la excusa por la cual no hacemos las cosas. So even in that, I want you to be very intentional. What are my priorities? Because at the end of the day, you have to dominate your calendar. You have to dominate your calendar as a business owner. Tienes que dominar tu calendario como un CEO. Let me tell you, I was talking to a very successful CEO in the industry. Estaba hablando con un CEO muy exitoso en la industria. And this CEO said something to me, reach out to my assistant because she handles my calendar. The CEO said to me, reach out to my assistant because she handles my calendar. And when this CEO said this to me, I was like, oh my God, how do you let somebody else handle your calendar? Cuando este CEO me dijo, habla con mi asistente porque ella es la que maneja mi calendario, my first thought, mi primer pensamiento fue, how do you let somebody else control your time? ¿Cómo tú dejas que otra persona controle tu tiempo? And then after thinking about it, después de pensarlo, I realized that that's another level of priorities. Eso es otro nivel de prioridades. Like, this CEO is at a level where their assistant is in control of protecting their time. Listen to me closely. This assistant, see, my first thought, escúchame esto. Mi primer pensamiento fue, how does this CEO let somebody else control their time? That was my thought. ¿Cómo este CEO deja que otra persona le controle su tiempo? But then I realized they're not allowing somebody else to control their time. They are allowing someone else to protect their time. Do you see the difference? Ustedes ven la diferencia entre controlar el tiempo y proteger el tiempo. And that's a whole other level of dominating your calendar. Ese es otro nivel de dominar tu calendario. Like, I need to get to that level. Yo tengo que llegar a ese nivel of having someone protect my time. And I'm already preparing for that next level to come sooner than later. Ya yo estoy preparándome para que ese tiempo llegue más antes que después. You know, I have to find someone to protect my time. I have to find someone to hold me accountable with what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm supposed to be doing it. So let me ask you a question. How well do you protect your time? How well, on a scale from 1 to 10, think about it. How well do you protect your time? Are you where you must be when you must be there? Are you doing what you must do when you must be doing it? Are you doing the things you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do them, even if you don't feel like it? That's really the number one step in you scaling or growing or kickstarting your business. Ese es el primer paso en tu elevar tu negocio o dominar tu negocio o iniciar o crecer tu negocio. So ask me questions in the chat. Quiero que me hagan preguntas de este primer paso. I want you to ask me questions in the chat about this first step. So just to recap, Lucy, what's the first thing you would recommend somebody must do to grow their business, to scale their business, to kick off your business? Lucy, ¿qué sería el primer paso que alguien tiene que hacer o dominar para crecer su negocio, lanzar su negocio o dominar su negocio? Your calendar. Your calendar. Tu calendario. A lot of people are information hopping. Mucha gente está saltando de información a información. Information hopping. Saltando de información a información. You know, we hop from one Zoom to another. Saltamos de un Zoom para otro. But you got to decide, because we're already in the second month of this year. Ya estamos en el segundo mes de este año. What are my non-negotiables? Number two, and this is something that took me a while to understand. Esto fue algo que me tomó un tiempo en aprender, because I come from a very traditional business background. Yo vengo de una trayectoria muy tradicional de negocios. I come from the most traditional business model on the planet. Yo vengo del modelo más tradicional del planeta. And one of the things that we were not taught, una de las cosas que no nos enseñaron, was about the power of proximity. Fue sobre el poder de la proximidad. So the people you hang around with matters. La gente con que te rodeas importa. But when we talk about the power of proximity, cuando hablamos del poder de la proximidad, is I must be with people at a higher level. Yo tengo que estar con gente que está a un nivel más alto. Not with people that are at my level or below my level, who don't want to get ahead, que no quieren salir adelante. Gente que está a mi nivel o más bajo de mi nivel, pero no quieren salir adelante. I can't be hanging around with people that are at my level or lower than my level who don't want to get ahead. Let me make sure you understand. If they don't want to get ahead, if they're not willing to do whatever it takes, run. Si no quieren salir adelante, no están dispuestos a hacer lo que sea, corre. But the power of proximity really exists when you get around people that are where you want to go and people that are willing to help you get there and beyond. El poder de la proximidad está en la gente que está más arriba que tú y que están dispuestos a ayudarte a ir a otro nivel o más alto. Those are non-negotiables. Esos son no negociables. Like I have mentors. Yo tengo mentores. I am a product of mentorship. Yo soy un producto de mentoría. I am a product of coaching. Yo soy un producto de coaching. I would have never gotten to where I am. Yo nunca hubiera llegado a donde estoy without mentorship and coaching. Nunca hubiera llegado a este nivel sin mentoría y sin coaching. And coaching is not training. Coaching is not training. El coaching no es entrenamiento. El coaching is activation. Coaching is activation. And I know a lot of people use it's a trendy word. Es una palabra de tendencia, coaching. But no, the person that is coaching you has to be a person that can activate you in your gifts, in your talents, in your skills. La persona que te esté haciendo coaching tiene que poder activarte en tus conocimientos, en tus talentos, en tus dones. It has to be a person that can bring the fire to ignite you. Tiene que ser una persona que traiga el fuego que te encienda. I mean, it has to be someone that can like inject you with rocket fuel. Forget about gasoline and diesel. You need rocket fuel. Tú necesitas combustible de rocket. How do you say rocket in Spanish? Yo no sé cómo se dice rocket en español. You know, so this is where I want to bring clarity, because I see people they're like confused, están confundidos, because everything that shines is not gold. Sometimes it's gold plated. Todo lo que brilla, cohete, eso, thank you so much, cohete. Yeah, you need rocket fuel. Rocket fuel is not the same as gasoline or diesel. Rocket fuel, combustible de cohete, no es lo mismo que gasolina y diesel. And you and I need rocket fuel in this year. Necesitamos combustible de cohete este año, because this is a challenging year. Ese es un año desafiante. Ese es un año desafiante. So one of the things is that you must be clear in who do you want to be? Who are the people that you really want to get in the game with? ¿Quién es la gente con la que tú realmente quieres? Who are the people that are winning? ¿Quiénes son la gente que están ganando? Who are the people that are winning, that are willing to help you win, and that want to win with you, that are willing to win with you? ¿Quién es la gente que está ganando, que te puede ayudar a ganar y que te puede permitir que ganes con ellos? You become like the people you hang around with. Te conviertes como la gente con la que te rodeas. So, I see people with potential, veo gente con potencial, I see people with the ability, veo gente con la habilidad, I see people with the desire, but they're not locking in, no están encajando. Like, you know, when something locks in, you hear the cuando algo encaja, uno oye que como que encajó. And I was wondering about this, and I said, you know what, Lucy? Why don't you tell people, if they were you, what you would do? Because the truth is that this is exactly what I did. Dije, ¿por qué, Lucy, no le cuentas a la gente lo que tú harías? Porque en realidad esto es lo que tú has hecho. Like, I have learned to dominate my calendar to a higher level. Yo he aprendido a dominar mi calendario a un nivel más alto. Okay? I am learning to surround myself. Listen, just today, hoy mismo, one of my business partners, I had not spoken to her in a while. No había conectado con una de mis socias en un tiempo. And I said, you know what? I need to reach out to my business partner because she's at a higher level. Yo tengo que conectar con mi socia because ella está a un nivel más alto. So proximity is power, but you have to be intentional about your proximity. So la proximidad es poder, pero tienes que ser intencional con esa proximidad. Like, who are my people? So let me ask you this question. Who are your people? Déjame hacerte esta pregunta. ¿Quién son tu gente? Because everybody is not our people. Todo el mundo no es nuestra gente. Everybody is not our people. And the higher the level, the bigger the devil. Mientras más alto el nivel, más grande el diablo. The higher the level, the bigger the devil. So you got to start thinking about where you want to go. Tienes que pensar dónde quieres llegar, a dónde quieres ir. And who are your people? Who are the people that are going to cheer you on? Who are the people that are going to pick you up when you fall? Who are the people that are there for you? Let me tell you something that I got to say this because this is part of winning. Esto es parte de ganar. I wrote on one of my social media posts. I didn't really have a reason to say this, but I just had the inspiration. No tenía razón para escribir esto, pero tuve la inspiración. I said, everybody that smiles at you is not really happy for you. Todo el mundo que te sonríe realmente no está feliz por ti. Just because people smile at you doesn't mean they're happy for you. Can you guys relate? Can you guys relate with that? ¿Se pueden identificar con eso? Can you identify with not everybody that smiles at you is happy for you? No todo el mundo que te sonríe está feliz por ti. So you gotta find your people. So number one, dominate your calendar. And let me tell you, listen, every level requires a different methodology of dominating your calendar. Cada nivel requiere otra metodología de dominar tu calendario. Like you can't be a millionaire and do the same things every day that you do when you're a billionaire. Because you still have the same 24 hours a day and the same 7 days a week. Tú no puedes hacer lo mismo cuando generas $1 millón a lo que haces cuando generas $1 billón. You guys got me? ¿Me están entendiendo? Like the calendar of a millionaire doesn't look the same as the calendar of a billionaire. So let me ask you that question. How do you think the calendar of a billionaire looks? What's the difference between the day-to-day routine of a millionaire and the day-to-day routine of a billionaire? You got to think about these things because it's reality. Because everybody listen, the guy that's broke, busted, and disgusted, el que está quebrado, arrancado, they have the same 24 hours. Tienen los mismos 24 horas. Que la persona que tiene $1 millón. The same person that has $1 million has the same 24 hours, 7 days a week than a broke person. And the same person that's a billionaire has the same 24 hours a day that the millionaire has. But their calendars can't look the same. So this is why I'm telling you, it all begins with dominating your calendar. And here's what I want you to understand. Busy is not productive. Ocupado no quiere decir productivo. Busy is not productive. And trust me, I know. So last year I decided that I got to delegate things. Tengo que delegar. I got to delegate things because if I continue to do what everybody else can do, I'm not going to have time to do what only Lucy can do. Si yo sigo haciendo lo que todo el mundo puede hacer, nunca voy a hacer lo que solo Lucy puede hacer. And the only way for my business to grow is doing what only Lucy can do. What are the things that only you can do? So remember, if you're starting your business, you got to do everything. Si tú estás comenzando tu negocio, tú tienes que hacerlo todo. But you also have to start identifying, okay, what can I hire an assistant to do? As soon as I'm able to, tan pronto sea posible, ¿qué puedo delegar a un asistente? Even if I hire an assistant to help me 5 hours a week, aunque contrate un asistente a que me ayude 5 horas a la semana. What I'm saying is you cannot keep having the same mentality and expect to climb to a higher level. No puedes seguir teniendo la misma mentalidad y llegar a otro nivel. So if you are a successful business owner, you really have to come to the point is, okay, if I keep doing the stuff that everybody else can do, then I'm not just focusing on what only I can do. And what only I can do is really what makes the company grow. So what is what only you can do? ¿Qué es lo que solo tú puedes hacer? You got to identify that. And then number 2, like I was telling you, is the power of proximity. Who's your tribe? Who are the people that will cheer you on? Who are the people that will pick you up when you fall? Who are the people that really have your back? Who are the people that want to see you rise higher than them? Those are the people you want to be around. La gente que te ayuda a levantarte, la gente que te levanta cuando te caes y la gente que está dispuesto a ayudarte a que crezcas más que ellos. Esa es tu gente. Those are the kind of people I want to be around. And so that brings me to, the third point that is super important and the one that I think we all struggle with besides everything else, but this one is a big one, is your DMO. What's your DMO? What is your DMO? ¿Cuál es tu MDO? Who could tell me what DMO stands for? A ver, if you've been hanging around with me in my mentorship live, si tú has estado conmigo en mi mentorship live, you should know what DMO is or what it stands for, or MDO. So DMO is your daily method of operating. What is your daily method of operating? Because see, there's two types of business people. And one is going to grow faster than the other. Uno va a crecer más rápido que el otro. Hay dos tipos de dueños de negocio. There's two types of professionals. There's two types of business owners. Hay dos tipos de profesionales y dos tipos de dueños de negocio. There's the ones that react. They're always reacting. They're always reacting. Siempre están reaccionando. Right? They're always reacting to everything. The phone rings. I mean, you have to be responsive and you have to be timely, but you don't have to react. You have to automate or you have to delegate. Now, again, if you are just getting started, yes, you need to respond. Everything is on you once you get started. Todo depende de ti cuando comienzas. But I'm talking once you're at a level where you know you can delegate. What is your daily method of operating? Listen, take it from me. Créeme a mí, like I come from being the type of mindset person that thinks I gotta do it all. Lo tengo que hacer todo yo. I gotta work. Yo tengo que trabajar y hacerlo todo yo, right? But then you reach a point once you start hanging around with people that are at a higher level, cuando tú te empiezas a rodear de gente que está a otro nivel, you start to realize that it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. No se trata de trabajar más duro, es trabajar más inteligentemente. Work smarter, not harder. You know? So, your daily method of operating, what are the things that only you can do? And that's why I started MMA Monday Masterclass. Nobody else can do MMA Monday Masterclass but me. And that's where I dedicate my Mondays. That is my non-negotiable. It's in my calendar. It's non-negotiable. With or without me, it must happen because whoever moves the people moves the money. I already know that. Ya yo sé que el que mueve la gente mueve el dinero. And my power is moving people. I decided I'm going to learn how to master moving people. I'm going to move people, and that's going to be my superpower. Because we all need people. Todos necesitamos más gente. The more people you have, the more money you'll make. Mientras más gente tengas, más dinero vas a hacer. The more people you have, the more your business is going to flourish. Mientras más gente tengas, más va a florecer tu negocio. So my daily method of operating is I got to be thinking about moving people. I move people on social media. I move people in person. I move people online. I move people in direct messaging. I move people through SMS. I move people through emails. I move people through audio messages. I move people through text messages. My job is to move people because whoever moves the people moves the money. That is a non-negotiable. Because without people, I have no sales. I have no power. I have nothing to offer. I have no value. My job is to move people. So my daily method of operating is Mondays. It's a non-negotiable MMA Monday Masterclass. Today we had a full room. Today we grew 15% more than last week. Today we grew 15% more than last week, and today we didn't even have most of the people that showed up last week. So if the people that didn't show up that were there last week, plus the people that were there today, we would have been 30% bigger. 30% bigger in 1 week, a 30% growth in 1 week. So what is your non-negotiable? Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp is a non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable every week because that's where I activate people. That's where I make higher connections with people. That's where I get to connect with people and people connect with me. So Winners Wednesday, and we are the only business growth experience in all of Southwest Florida. And the goal is we're going to duplicate ourselves to 10 different locations this year. 10 different locations. Can you imagine 10 different locations happening at the same time of Winners Wednesday Productivity Bootcamp? Could you imagine? I already imagined it. I already saw it. It already exists. If I can believe it, I can achieve it. If it's to be, it's up to me. The decision has been made. God gave me the inspiration. I believe that He can back me up, and that settles it for me. That's it. That's it. I'm not going to go ask somebody who's never done what I'm doing to help me. I'm not going to go talk to somebody else that's never been where I've been. What do you think? No, I need to hang around with people that are willing to not only believe in me, but help me even dream bigger. So your daily method of operating is so valuable. Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are my appointment days. Those are for the people that want to connect with me, for growing the business. Fridays is my day for me to make my calls, send my messages, whether it's audio, whether it's video, direct video, whether it's, text messages, whether it's, hey, let's talk. Let's explore the possibilities. So your daily method of operating, and this is where, I was talking to one of the mentees that showed up today at the masterclass, and I said, think about this for a moment. We hear about people identifying like this and identifying like that, and I identify as this, and we need to identify as the greater version of ourselves. Like I remember when I got into real estate. Yo me recuerdo cuando entré a real estate. And I had not sold a house. I had no clue how to sell a house. But I wanted to so bad. Yo no sabía vender una casa. Nunca había vendido una casa, pero quería vender una casa con tantas ganas. And I remember that I read the book, Think and Grow Rich. This was in 1999. I had just gotten into real estate. The end of 1999. And I don't remember, somewhere in the book, it talked about, imagine yourself as the person you want to be. Imagínate como la persona que quieres ser. And I said, well, I want to be the #1 Latina real estate agent in the area. Yo quiero ser la Latina número 1 en el área. And I just started saying, I'm the #1 Latina in real estate in Lee County. I'm the #1 Latina in real estate in Lee County. I'm the #1 Latina. But I hustled. I put work behind it. I showed up. I made my calls. I worked because work works. I would go show property with my kids in the back seat. I did whatever it took in every level of my life, en todo nivel de mi vida. When I look back, I can tell you that whatever it is that I've decided to do, I've done. But I've had to make that decision because for many years, I didn't decide. I was wishing, I was hoping, I was having a fantasy, I was hallucinating. It was a desire, but it wasn't a commitment. It had not become a commitment. So your daily method of operating has to match where you're going. And we get in our way. We listen to people that have never done what we want to do. We listen to people that have no clue where we're going. We listen to people that don't even know what day it is. Why do we listen to these people? Because we're looking for validation. We're looking for people to, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Have you ever been there? No, I have no clue how to get there. Why am I listening to this person? ¿Por qué le estoy haciendo caso a una persona que nunca ha estado donde quiero llegar? No sabe cómo llegar a donde quiero llegar. Y ni le importa si yo llego o no. They don't even care if I get there. They've never been where I want to go. They don't even know how to get to where I want to go. Why am I listening to this person? Tell me if this makes sense. I hope this is making sense to somebody, whether you're on live or on replay, because this is the real reality. And this is what, having a mentor and having a coach is going to help you. So if I'm doing this here on live and I'm sharing with whoever's going to watch it, imagine having somebody walk you through your process. And yes, sometimes you have to be like a lion and you got to go at it alone. A veces tienes que ser como un león y salir solo. Go at it alone. Because life is just testing you. What are you made up of? But I see people with the ability. I see people with the potential. I see people with the desire, but they're lost. They're going around, the labyrinth. They're like lost in the woods. Están perdidos en los laureles. And that's why I'm saying, okay, if I was starting today, Lucy, what would you do? Dominate your calendar. Put in there everything you must do that's going to move your needle. Number 2, get around people that are winning, people that know how to win, and people that are willing to help you win. And number 3, focus on your daily method of operating. Your daily method of operating. Listen, you think I want to be doing this live every week, but it's a decision. The decision was made. The decision was made in December. It is now February. And the decision has been made that I cannot stop. I cannot stop because this is going to move the needle. This is going to get me to my next level. This is going to develop in me the stick-to-itiveness. Write this down. Stick-to-itiveness. Como el pegamento. And that's what we all need more of. We all need more stick-to-itiveness. I don't know how you say that in Spanish. My mentor taught me that back in the day. But your daily method of operating. Today in the MMA Monday Masterclass, I told people, send out 5 messages. Everybody sent out 5 messages. I guarantee you, I'm going to hear about good results by next Monday. So you got to show up. And you got to stop listening to your drunk monkey in your head. And you got to stop listening to all the, voices around you that are not moving the needle for you. You got to identify what is moving the needle for me. What moves the needle for me? How do I keep this going? Number 4 is really what I did. Well, I've done all this, but the biggest impact happened from feeding my brain. Because here's the thing, people talk about, oh, you got to change your habits. Oh, you got to change your mindset. You can't change habits and you cannot change mindset. Let me say that again. You cannot change a habit and you cannot change a mindset. You guys with me? And I know some of you are like, what do you mean you can't change a habit? What do you mean you can't change a mindset? What actually happens when you see people go through a transformation, when you see people go through a change, it's because they replaced the bad habits with good habits. And they replaced the wrong mindset with the right mindset. So focus on replacing. So how do you replace your bad habits? What are the good habits you must develop? If you focus on habits that are going to move the needle for you, then eventually you are going to replace the bad habits with good habits. But you're really replacing them. If you focus on feeding your brain, that's why feeding your brain is so important. Listen, feeding your brain is so important. You know that when we go to bed, I don't know if you know this, when we go to bed, like we go into unconsciousness, but the rest of our body's not sleeping. It's like, think about it. Piénsalo. Cuando tú te duermes, tú estás en inconsciencia. Like we go to sleep, we are in unconsciousness, right? I want you to get this. Quiero que lo entiendas, because this is super important. This may be the defining moment you've been waiting for. Esto puede ser el momento definitivo que has estado esperando. When you fall asleep, cuando tú te quedas dormido, you go into unconsciousness, but the rest of your body's not sleeping. Could you imagine your heart falling asleep? What would happen if your heart fell asleep? What would happen if your lungs fell asleep? So why am I saying this? Because one of the things that I had to do when I started this process of rediscovering myself and reinventing myself, because I really wanted to change that version of me into the woman that I knew I could become. And I really wanted to get to where I knew I could get to. And I really wanted to design the life that I want to live. Because for me, it's not about the money. For me, it's about living a life with purpose, like the life that I want to live, not the money that I can make. If I'm living the life that I want to live, the money is always going to show up. So that's right. When you go into unconsciousness, and this is why I want you to, start practicing this. This is life-changing, what I'm going to share with you. Esto te cambia la vida, lo que voy a compartir contigo. Think about it. You fall asleep. Tú te quedas dormido. That means you went into a state of unconsciousness. Eso quiere decir que caíste en un estado de inconsciencia. But the rest of your body is not asleep. El resto de tu cuerpo no está durmiendo. Your heart is not asleep. Your lungs are not asleep. Okay? The rest of your organs are not asleep. Well, guess what is not asleep? Your brain is not asleep. Ninguno de tus órganos se duermen. Tu corazón no se duerme. Si tu corazón se duerme, te mueres. Tus pulmones no se duermen. Si se duermen tus pulmones, te mueres. Tu cerebro no se duerme. None of your organs fall asleep. So you could literally reprogram yourself while you sleep. Tú puedes reprogramarte mientras duermes. So right now, one of the things that I've been doing since the beginning of the year, because I said I got to take this to another level. Yo dije, tengo que llevar esto a otro nivel. I'm listening to things that will help me reprogram my thinking and my, subconscious into that person that I really want to become. So that's feeding your brain. But if you're a person that does, listen, we take care of feeding our bodies. But how much do we take care of feeding our brain with the right nutrition? With the nutrition of our original design. What is our original? We are more than conquerors. Nosotros somos más que conquistadores. Then why are we walking around life like a defeated person? Why are we living life by default? Porque estamos viviendo la vida por existir en vez de vivir la vida por diseño. Why are we not living life by design? So I started practicing feeding my brain. So I feed my brain while I sleep. So for those of you that say, but Lucy, I don't have time to read books. Lucy, yes, you do have time. You just need to make different priorities. Tú solamente tienes que hacer mejores prioridades. And you know what? Once you do these 4 things, you dominate your calendar. You lock it down to what must I do? Once you start getting around the people that really know how to help you win, once you develop a solid daily method of operating, not information hopping. Listen, going to networkings is good. Hanging around your friends is good. Partying is good. But you can't just be doing that all the time. You have to work. Tienes que trabajar because work works. And it's little hinges, little changes. Little changes. Cambios pequeños that make the biggest difference. Small changes that make the biggest difference. So we get into the routine of feeling like I gotta be busy. You gotta be busy doing the things that move the needle. Tienes que estar ocupado haciendo las cosas que mueven la aguja. And if you are in any kind of business, si tú estás en cualquier tipo de negocio, the most important thing is to do what? ¿Qué es lo más importante in any business? What is the number one asset of any business? ¿Cuál es el activo más importante de cualquier negocio? What is the number one asset of any business? Let's see, put it in the comments. What is the number one asset of any business? ¿Cuál es el activo más importante de cualquier negocio? People. That's why whoever moves the people moves the what? The money. Why do you think influencers get paid so much money? Somebody tell me, why do you think influencers on social media get paid so much money? What are they moving? What are they attracting? What are they reaching? They're moving the people. So you don't have a business problem, you got a people problem. We don't have a business problem, we have a people problem. If the only one that knows about you and what you do is you got a people problem. You got a people problem. So this is so simple, but it's so hard. Don't you guys agree? This is so simple, but it's so hard. This is so simple, but it's so hard. We don't have a business problem. We have a people problem. We've got a problem in learning how to move people. That's why influencers make so much money. They know how to move people. But they also know how to influence people. Because people like to do business with people that what? That they like, they know, and they trust. So the first thing you got to do is you have to be moving the people until they get to like you, know you, and trust you. They got to get to like you, know you, and trust you. But you have to move the people. You have to put on the workshops. You have to put on the seminars. You have to put on whatever it is you want to do. So people get to know you. And if you don't know how to do it, then you need to get with people that are doing it so you can start learning how to do it. Okay? So you can start learning how to do it. So think about this. It's not the economy. It's not any external situation. It's learning how to move people. Now, here's the advantage. The advantage is we're living in a day and age. That's why I say we are in a new era of business. We are in a day and age where it is easier. It's more easy now than ever. Estamos viviendo en una nueva era de negocios donde es más fácil ahora que nunca. It's easier now than ever to find people. To find people, because you could find the people. You don't have to wait for them to find you. Tú puedes buscar la gente. Tú no tienes que esperar que la gente te encuentre a ti. But you got to take what? Massive action. Tienes que tomar acción masiva. And that's really the challenge. So this stuff is simple, but it's hard. This is like the simplest, hardest thing you'll ever do. But it's the one that will make you the most amount of money. This is the simplest, hardest thing that you'll ever do that will make you the most amount of money. Or you could do the simplest, easiest thing that will make you no money, because it's simple, but if you want to take the easy road, it's going to make you no money. Money doesn't go with easy, money goes with hard, but it gives great rewards. El dinero no se va con lo fácil. El dinero se va con lo difícil, pero trae buenos resultados. So it doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. Everything that I'm sharing with you, any business could do it. Who are your people? Dominate your calendar. Get around your tribe. Find your tribe. Create your tribe. Find your daily method of operating. What are the things that only you must do consistently? You can't do stuff every now and then and expect to get big results. Like, that is impossible. It's like you can't expect to eat every now and then and be healthy. You can't expect to eat every now and then and not get sick. You can't expect to eat twice a month and be healthy. So why would you expect to do something twice a month and be healthy financially? But if you get consistent and you do the healthy things that will feed your business and you feed your brain, I gave you the biggest secret. Feed your brain while you sleep. How many of you are going to feed your brain while you sleep? But find some good food. Find some good food for your brain, because we're filling our brains with trash. We're filling our brains with negativity, with drama, with chaos, with sensationalism, with drama mongers. I mean, you see a post on social media where somebody writes something inflammatory and dramatic, and they're like playing the victim and they're playing, sensationalism. Oh my God, everybody starts like, who has time for that? So feed your brain the right food. What is the right food for you? What is the right food for your brain? Well, I'm going to give you the answer. What is your biggest challenge? What is your biggest challenge right now? Think about your biggest challenge. Oh, Lucy, my biggest challenge is procrastination. I have a lot of people telling me right now, Lucy, my biggest challenge is procrastination. Well, go find a master of non-procrastination. Find a video that's at least 1 hour long, teaching on how to overcome procrastination. Put the phone under your pillow while you're falling asleep. Turn off your TV, turn off the lights, and feed your brain on how to overcome the tool of the devil, which is called procrastination. Every time we procrastinate, it's the tool of the devil to self-sabotage. Lucy, my biggest challenge is discipline. Doing what I know I'm supposed to do when I'm supposed to do it. Well, then go find a 1 hour teaching video on YouTube about developing discipline by a master of discipline, somebody that you could say, man, this person is the GOAT. Find a 1 hour video, find a 2 hour video. Play it while you fall asleep. Now, don't be watching TV and scrolling through TikTok while you're watching it, because you ain't feeding your brain. Your brain can't be eating in 2 places at once. Okay? But I'm telling you, this stuff works because our brain does not sleep. And our biggest problem is we keep doing the same insanity year after year after year after year, and we're expecting a different result. That is insane. That is insane. Lucy, my biggest challenge is, getting things, starting the things I say I'm going to start. Well, I think that could be procrastination, no? Or finishing what I start. Or my biggest challenge is being focused. I'm always like hunting for squirrels. Like I'm doing one thing, then I'm doing something. Same thing. Go find a 1 hour, 2 hour video on how to train your brain to focus. Methodologies. Guys, I'm telling you, there's nothing that you cannot train your brain on. Nothing. But that's the problem. Maybe you didn't know you need to train your brain. Maybe you didn't know you could train your brain while you sleep. Maybe you didn't know that your brain doesn't need you to be awake to learn. Your brain does not need you. Here's the secret. Your brain is created to help you, right? Your brain was created to help you. Your mind was created for you to use it. But you are letting your mind use you. Your mind is supposed to be used by you, not you be used by your mind. And so many people continuously tell me, oh, because the way that I feel and the way that I think and the things that I imagine, well, that is your number one sign. You're using your brain in the wrong way. You're using your mind. You're not using your mind, you're letting your mind use you. But you've got to replace the habits. You've got to replace the habits. And little by little, what's going to end up happening is you're going to start to come out of your insanity, right? It's a level of insanity. It's like crazy. We keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. It's not that things are going to get easier, which I know we're always looking for things to get easier. They're not going to get easier. You are going to get stronger. You are going to get better. You are going to dominate. I mean, don't ask God to make things easier. Ask God to help you get stronger. Because if it was easy, anybody would do it. Si fuera fácil, cualquiera lo hiciera. So the important thing is to put things in perspective. I gave you four things that are rock solid, guaranteed to work if you work them. Te di 4 cosas que están completamente comprobadas, que funcionan si tú las trabajas. So it's not that work doesn't work. It's that you're not working the work that works. It's not that you don't know what to do. It's that you're not doing what you know to do. No es que tú no puedas hacer las cosas, es que tú no haces las cosas que sabes. You know? No es que tú no sepas hacer las cosas, es que tú no haces las cosas que sabes. So don't focus on what you can't do, focus on what you can do. The first thing you can do is dominate your calendar. Because the only one that has control over the calendar is you. So I'll close off with this because I had a challenge to do my first 90-minute mentorship. So we're almost at the 90-minute mark. Me di un desafío de hacer una mentoría de 90 minutos. The best part about this, la mejor parte de esto, is that there's only one person that can make or break you. Solo hay una persona que te puede hacer o deshacer. There's only one person that can make or break you. And that person is you. So with what I've given you, if you are wise, you'll sit down and make a game plan. Con lo que yo te di, si tú eres sabio, te sientas a hacer un plan de acción. You have to have a game plan. Starting when? Starting today. You're already in the second month of the year. Ya estás en el segundo mes del año. You already know whether you won or didn't win in the first month of the year. Ya tú sabes si ganaste o perdiste en el primer mes del año. So don't do a replay of the first month of the year. No hagas una repetición del primer mes del año. This is your month to accelerate. Este es tu mes de acelerar. This is your month for you to really put the pedal to the metal. Este es tu mes para de verdad poner el pedal. Ponerle el pedal a la gasolina. Like put the pedal to the metal. Because already we're in listen, tomorrow is already the third day. You only have 25 days left. Solo te quedan 25 días. This is not even like a regular month. Eso no es ni siquiera un mes normal. That's why this stuff is urgent. Por eso esto es urgente. But if you don't have it on your calendar, it's not going to get done. Stop hallucinating. Deja de alucinar que, oh, I have it on my mind. Oh, no, I'll remember. You're not going to remember. There's magic behind putting it on your calendar. So whatever it is that you know you must do, what are the things you must do? Whatever it is you must do, that's what you want to focus on. And I'm telling you, over and over and over and over and over, I see it all the time. People say, okay, I put it on my calendar. Yeah, but they put it on the calendar for that day. What happened to all the other days? Putting it on your calendar for that day is going to make you do it that day. But what happens to all the other days? You got to plan out your calendar through the end of the year. Tienes que tener tu calendario planificado hasta final del año. You have to have a clear picture of what you want this year to look like. What is it that you want this year to look like? ¿Qué es lo que tú quieres que este año? ¿Cómo es que tú quieres que este año luzca? What does winning each day look like? Does it look like I got to the gym at 6 in the morning? Does it look like I worked out 4 days a week? What does winning for you look like each day? Does it look like I sent out my texts, I send out my audios, I send out my video texts, I did my reels, I did my stories, I did my lives? What does winning look like each day? What does winning look like each day? Every single day, what does winning look like? ¿Cómo luce el ganar cada día? ¿Cómo luce el ganar cada día? What does winning look like every single day? ¿Cómo luce el ganar cada día? So you take the whole year, you plan it out, you design the whole year, diseñas todo el año. But then you got to bring it to each month. And then you got to bring it to each day. So think about yesterday. Did you win yesterday? How many wins did you have yesterday? Did you win today? Because tomorrow's already the 3rd of the month. You only have 25 days left. Look at what's happening this week. I always tell everybody, your week doesn't start on Monday. And I don't understand. What is this thing about it's too cold outside? There's people that are up north. Thank God we're not up north. But there's people like in 0-degree weather, and they're still doing what they do. So these are like mental excuses. I told everybody today at the MMA masterclass, we are suffering from chronic excusitis. Chronic excusitis. My job is to help you break this illness that is keeping you stale, stuck, and stagnant. That is keeping you, and that has kept all of us at one point from becoming the best version of ourselves, because we're filled with so much excusitis. And really to get out of living day in and day out by default. You know the two most common things that I hear people say? There's two statements that I hear people say all the time that always catch my attention. Hay dos cosas que yo siempre escucho a la gente decir a menudo que me llama la atención. Number one, I don't know. And the other one is, I forgot. I don't know and I forgot, I think, are the two statements most used that really limit our growth potential. I don't know and I forgot. And really what I don't know and I forgot means is we're not preparing. No nos estamos preparando. We're not premeditatedly living our life by design. No estamos viviendo la vida por diseño. We're just existing. Kind of like when you and I fall asleep and we go into a state of unconsciousness, como cuando nos dormimos y caemos en un estado de inconsciencia. We're just existing. Like, the rest of our body doesn't need us to be conscious to function. El resto de nuestro cuerpo no nos necesita para funcionar mientras estamos en inconsciencia. Like, think about it. Thank God, right? Thank God that the rest of our body doesn't need us to decide for it to work. Otherwise, we'd like die quicker. Piénsalo, like, nuestro cuerpo no necesita que estemos conscientes para funcionar. Well, that's how a lot of us for many years tend to live our life, is just by default. Like, we just live because we don't have the power to not live. Vivimos por existencia, no por diseño. We live by existing, but not by design. And that's what I understand now, because I used to be like that it's not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun seeing a month, 2 months, a year, 3 years go by and you're still in the same place. No vale la pena uno estar 1 año, 2 años, 3 años en el mismo lugar. Like, it's not fun. Losing is not fun. So either you're winning or you're losing, but you can't be doing, but you can't do both. You could be pitiful or you could be powerful, but you can't be both. Tú puedes ser patético o poderoso, pero no puedes ser los dos. You could be pitiful or you could be powerful, but you can't be both. I could tell you being powerful is more fun than being pitiful. Yo te puedo decir que ser poderoso es mejor que ser patético. But you gotta decide that. You decide what you want to do. You decide. You make a defining decision. Haces una decisión definitiva. You challenge yourself beyond your limits. Tú te retas más allá de tus límites. That's what, it's funny because I was telling somebody today, I was saying, when we talk about defying our limits, cuando hablamos de desafiar nuestros límites, it's exactly what I'm showing you tonight. Es exactamente lo que te estoy mostrando esta noche. Exactly what I'm doing right now. My limit was up to an hour. Mi límite era una hora. I said, I'm going to defy that. Yo lo voy a desafiar. So you get to defy your limits, but it's easier said than done. Es más fácil dicho que hecho. But in reality, you're the one that has the power. Tú eres el que tiene el poder. And once you do it once, it's not that it's going to get easier. No es que se vuelva más fácil. You're just going to get stronger. Your results are going to be better. You're going to go to another level. You're going to accomplish more. Vas a lograr más. Vas a ir a otro nivel. Te vas a sentir mejor. Because winning is more fun than fun. Ganar es más rico que rico. Winning is more fun than fun. And let me tell you guys, we are in a generation where winning is all we should focus on. Estamos viviendo en una era donde ganar es lo único en lo que debemos de enfocarnos. Think about it. If you're not focused on winning, what are you focused on? Piénsalo. Si no estás enfocado en ganar, ¿en qué estás enfocado? If you're not focused on winning, my friends, you are focused on losing. You can't win and lose. You've never seen a losing winner. Have you ever seen a losing winner? Have you ever seen someone? Today, one of my guest presenters was talking about coming in second place. What does coming in second place really mean? Coming in second place means you're the first place loser. Coming in second place means you are the first place loser. Entrar en segundo lugar es realmente eres el primer perdedor. You're the first place loser when you're in second place. And you get to decide. You get to decide what winning looks like. But it has to be something beyond what you've been doing so far. Tú decides qué es ganar. You decide what winning looks like. But it has to be more than where you are right now. Because you already know where you are right now. You've already created the life you're living. Ya tú has creado la vida que has creado. You've already created your reality. Like we create our own reality. Nosotros creamos nuestra realidad. But you get to decide, what does winning really look like? ¿Cómo luce el ganar? What does that look like? So you get to be the artist of that. You get to be the designer of that. Like right now we see all these designer clothes and we see all designer, brands like, you know them. They're super expensive. Do you think these people just started without failing? ¿Tú crees que toda esta gente de diseñadores comenzaron sin fallar, sin fracasar? No. Everybody starts from zero. It doesn't matter where they start. Todo el mundo empieza de cero, no importa dónde empiece. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is where you finish. No importa dónde comiences, lo que importa es dónde termines. So I'm telling you, all this is doable. And you get to decide if you have a pity party or you have a power party, but you can't have both parties. You get to decide if you have a pity party or you have a power party, but you can't have both parties. Because power parties don't have time for pity parties. La gente que está poderosa no tiene tiempo para ser patética. Like, we don't have time for pity. We're having too much fun being powerful. We have too much fun winning. We have too much fun falling and bouncing back. Like, you got to get to the point where you don't even fall anymore. You just bounce back. You got to get to the point where you no longer blame anybody else. It's all about you. You made this reality. You design the life you have now. You don't like it, break it, change it, redesign a life, redesign a business. You get to do it over. It's your life. It's your business. It's your future. You've got what it takes. And that's really what it's all about. Making a defining decision to be the kind of people that do what they say and say what they do, and where it doesn't matter what anybody else says about you, your results, your determination, your relentlessness speak for you. And the only thing you ever have to worry about is people not talking about you, because the day people don't talk about you, that means you are irrelevant. As long as people talk about you, that still makes you relevant. So, my friends, we have reached our 90-minute mentorship session. Hemos llegado a nuestros 90 minutos de mentoría. I hope you guys got something out of this. I'm going to go feed my brain. Voy a ir a alimentar mi cerebro, because my brain's got a lot of work to do. Mi cerebro tiene mucho trabajo que hacer. And I'm going to put my brain to work in creating an empire. Voy a poner mi cerebro a trabajar en construir un imperio. So I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, with a powerful story, powerful mentorship. So let's go win. Good night.